Welcome back. It was bad enough when the pro-abortion crowd was touting the political position of safe, legal, and rare. Now the extent they go to for the ability to kill children is beyond ghoulish. Planned Parenthood is planning to spend $10 million in one state alone, North Carolina, to get pro-baby killers elected. They also want to knock on over 1 million doors to stop Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson's campaign for governor. Robinson wants to turn North Carolina into a destination state for life by doing more to support women that choose life. And last year, Republican-controlled state legislature overrode Democratic Governor Roy Cooper's veto of a law that limits abortion at 12 weeks. Now, limiting abortion at 12 weeks actually preserves the majority of abortions, but that's still not good enough for the infanticide crowd. And it's not good enough for those who really are pro-life, given that life begins at conception, which is a scientific fact. In Tennessee, the Republican governor has signed a pro-life bill that will properly educate students on fetal development. The bill will allow public school students to watch Live Action's Baby Olivia video, which shows different stages of fetal development, complete with timestamps and a narrator describing the baby's growth. The video is such powerful proof of when life begins that it should be seen by everyone and should shut down the baby-killing abortion industry immediately. Here with me now to discuss, author at Live Action News, Christina Bennett. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Christina, 90% of abortions occur before 12 weeks, which is the new limit in North Carolina. I think it's absolutely disgusting that even when a limitation isn't a limitation, the ghouls will spend millions to try to get that removed just in case there's a murderer that gets prevented, right? What are your thoughts on this?
It's very tragic that so many people are deceived into thinking that the life of their preborn child does not matter. But that is why we created this wonderful resource to educate women and to let them know this is a child growing inside of your womb. This is not just a lump of tissues or a clump of cells. This is a beautiful growing baby. And we're so excited that over 1 million students in the state of Tennessee will now have proper education on human development because of the governor's decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. There might have been a time around when Roe was passed in which we didn't know exactly when life began or when the heart began beating, but now we have technology that has indeed removed all doubt. I want to play a clip from the Baby Olivia video. It's just incredibly powerful scientific proof that life does begin at conception. Let's take a look at that, then we'll come right back to you.
This is Olivia. Though she has yet to greet the outside world, she has already completed an amazing journey. This is the moment that life begins. A new human being has come into existence. At fertilization, her gender, ethnicity, hair color, eye color, and countless traits are already determined. She begins to implant in the uterus about 1 week after fertilization. Her cells organize into what we call an embryo. At 3 weeks and 1 day, just 22 days after fertilization, Olivia's heartbeat can be detected.
I absolutely love this video. I wish I could play the whole thing. It's about 4 minutes long, so everyone watching, please go watch the full video. But, seeing what's going on with that baby as early as 1 week of life is just so extraordinary, so moving. What are your thoughts on the video?
This video is going to touch hearts, it's going to change minds, and ultimately it's going to save lives because we are empowering young people with education. We're letting them know the beauty of fetal development. This is a child, this is a unique human being growing in the womb. And for them to be able to see that in their classroom, it's truly a miracle. It's truly a gift for all of these students to be able to have that type of education. That's something I never had growing up, and public school.
I know, I didn't have it either, and it would have been so incredible to have that. So I just love the strategy of playing this to school children. I mean, the commies on the left are masters of indoctrination in the schools. In this case, they're being indoctrinated with truth and science, which is what we need. Don't you think that we should be playing this everywhere? Shouldn't this be seen by everyone?
I absolutely think that this should be seen by everyone. And we're really excited that there are multiple states, 5 other states, that are also passing similar legislation or they're in the process of going to pass it. And we want this to be across the entire country in every classroom. We want young people to be educated.
Absolutely. They certainly need to be. I'm so glad that other schools are hopefully following suit. Hopefully we can get it in every school nationwide. But also with that too, shouldn't it be mandatory viewing in really any abortion clinic before the baby's killed? Isn't this something that pregnant mothers should be seeing before they make this decision?
That would be wonderful. And I know that if pregnant women saw this video, that you would see less abortions and more lives saved. But of course, in order for that to happen, we need people in every state to fight on the local level, to talk to their elected officials and let them know that this education is important and we want it to be seen. And of course, in more progressive states like my own, Connecticut and California, it would be a tough battle to fight, but we are willing to fight it because it is needed to change hearts and to save lives.
It absolutely is. You know, even if we could understand an abortion in the first month, I'm curious to know, how does the left justify in their minds what we see here in this photo, that in Colorado, this mom at full term could kill her child? I thought this was such an impactful photo. What are your thoughts on this?
It's devastating, it's barbaric, it's evil, it's hard to even process that our law would allow that in certain states. And unfortunately, I think images like that, they're not as seen as they need to be
Yeah.
because the more people who see that reality that yes, you can get an abortion all the way up into 9 months, the more people will be horrified by that reality.
Yeah.
But oftentimes we hear really hard stories and sad stories, and we don't see pictures like that that show us the truth that abortion in certain states is legal all the way up until birth, and it does happen.
That's exactly right. They conveniently cherry pick the information they want prospective mothers to hear, to indoctrinate them further. We need to hear more stories like the one we just showed. And I'm so happy to hear that the baby Olivia video will be expanded and more people will be seeing that. So thank you so much for all that you do, Christina. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Take care.